Having the designer for Evangelion mixed with Gundam is a really cool recipe, and that result from that delicious baking is this, the high-grade GQuuuuux model kit. Hi all, I'm Ryviews, and well, I'm gonna be your action figure reviewer for the day. If you like more content like this, action figures, model kits, stuff like that, then please leave a like and subscribe. Let's get on with the review. Okay, let's start off with this box. It is in fact a box. You have all the character action shots that look super nice, super clean, really cool. You have all your legal mumbo jumbo. Artwork looks nice. Obviously, yes, this is from GQuuuuux. So let's go on to the pamphlet. And with the instructions, it has basically the same art as the cover box. Has the full name, GQuuuuux Gundam thing. Instructions, black and white, and in color. Nice back shots right here. Pause. Nice back shots right here, showing a bunch more action stuff. And, you have your color pages. And I like the kind of glitchiness they have right there. Looks super nice, super clean. Model kit time. And here we have it, the GQuuuuux itself, the alternate universe version of the, well, not Gundam, not Granddaddy Gundam, but I guess Gundam Mark II? Technically, mixed with Evangelion, I guess? Okay, so, this is a really cool model kit with a lot of really nice articulation and a lot of really cool details. However, those details, due to its more complex design, come at a cost. Sticker sheet hell. Trust me, these things were pain, and I didn't even apply all of them. Just like a good chunk of them. And this is the unpainted version of this. Not unpainted. Well, I didn't paint it, and I'm not going to paint it. This is the unpanel-lined version. I haven't panel-lined it yet. I'll do that a little bit later in the review. But yes, so this is kind of your base form with your base amount of details. Have, really cool visor. Of course, you also have the alternate head, which looks way cooler. But yeah, you have your pre-battle visor. You have nice shoulders. I don't know, looks kind of silly, but I like the shoulders. The mechanical arms look really cool, really nice. I love the silhouette of this guy. It's very unique, yet still very Gundamish, I guess. It almost has kind of a bug-like feel to it. Like these boosters, I love these boosters, by the way. These boosters almost feel like they could be bug wings. It's really unique, really cool. I'll get into articulation later. However, this thing is super posable. I haven't finished the anime, so I don't know the full story behind the GQuuuuux itself. But this thing is built for battle. This thing is really cool, and its whole new type system thing, standard for a Gundam show. But it looks really cool. And it kind of gives, even if this was a purely UC non-alternate timeline suit, you would look at it and go, yeah, that looks like a new type suit. There's just so many lines of detail. I love these. You can see the gas, or at least propellant tank inside of there. It looks super unique. Or at least, I guess, the hydraulics for the leg. It really is cool. But I'm going to assume, based off of the kind of, I don't know if you can see it in this lighting. Let me brighten that up. No, you can't. You can kind of see it there. Based off of the kind of thruster detail and all these extra tank pistons and stuff, you really can feel the mechanicalness within the design, which is a super nice feeling to have. And even with the arms, I mean, just that looks mechanical. It's super nice and cool, and it fits that real robot aesthetic while still being very much kind of super robot-esque in how the anime somewhat plays out. Obviously, super robot versus real robot it's a distinction thing. It's a genre thing. Back to the kit. Really cool. I love the yellow stripes and how it flows with that kind of hip silhouette it gives it. More hippie, I guess. The things here, I guess they exist. The sabers, the blades, the beam sabers, which just fall off. And I love how it just kind of pinches in the waist. It looks very mechanical, very nice. You can yeah, that's where the pilot is. Super cool, very nice silhouette. Has all these thrusters all over the body They're just super small, and hand aligning it will definitely bring out that detail. And here's the GQuuuuux with everything it comes with. You have pretty much your standard slew of accessories, your beam, board, shield, plus energy blades, and a heat hawk, and something you don't really get from Modern Gundam, except for with GQuuuuux, a core fighter. So let's look at the new head. And by new head, I mean the battle head. Look at those horns. This thing has almost a devilish appearance, and or a crown. This is a very unique take on that fin, and I love it. And you can just see that very Evangelion looking mouth. Very unique and interesting to see. It also has oh gosh, what are they called? The guns on the side of the heads. Why am I forgetting what the side guns are called? Anyway, yes, and looking at the tube detail on the backpack for the thrusters, you're like, okay, that's cool, but where's the core fighter? Take that out, take the core fighter, plug it in, ba-wham, ba-wham, you have your core fighter. Not something you get from Modern Gundam, or Gunpla for that matter, that often, and it works super well. Yes, it's a partial parts formation, but it still works. It kind of gives me Dragon vibes, if I'm being honest, and you can just attach a stand into that hole right there so you can have it, flying for more dynamic shots. But yeah, this thing has a very unique Y shape, very cool and kind of silly. It's kind of silly. If this was a different anime, this would almost be like a dragon head, and it would be like talking to you and all that other fun stuff. But to my knowledge, the GQuuuuux is sentient, so I guess kinda. Now, of course, you have your normal fisty hands, but also your open palm hands. Ooh, I'm Bigfoot! Anyway, these fisty hands have the sandwich technique of taking off the cover, picking up the weapon, and then just replugging the cover back on so that you can have the weapon be held nice and solidly. This is just really good to see. It works super well. And speaking of the gun, look at this. Look at all that really cool detail. Kind of reminds me of some of the 00 guns, but dang, this thing looks cool. And the purple sticker also looks really cool for the visor. This thing is super neat, and let's put it back on the kit, because now we're going to be putting on this. This is the Heat Hawk, and technically you can just slide it in. And as this is wait, what? It actually does hold? Yeah, it has enough friction to actually hold itself, which is kind of unique. So, good job there, guys. Good job, Bandai. You finally are getting a circle peg in a square hole and getting it to work. You learn something new every day. In addition, you see this kind of cover for the hand or wrist. Well, you take the shield, line it up as so, and you just kind of plug it in, and friction for the most part, let me see, friction will for the most part hold it in properly. If it wants to work, come on, work with me. There we go. Friction will hold it in, and this part, because of articulation, rotates, and you can kind of position the shield however you want to, which is really nice and super cool. Moving on to the back, we have the beam saber blades. Now, these are, you have a pair of them, and you basically just, if I remember correctly, yeah, you just plug in the saber like this, and this is a really cool iridescent kind of flexible gummy plastic, and it just looks super dope. I'm like, dang, look at that. It almost gives me Halo vibes with how it's serrated and shaped, but dang, this is a really cool sci-fi beam saber. Or at least more sci-fi looking, even though, it's mecha. It's always sci-fi. It's technically always sci-fi, but that sci-fi aesthetic. Now let's move on to articulation, starting in the head and neck. You have you have like a dumbbell joint attaching to the head. Well, you have your hinge at the top of the neck, then a ball joint at the neck, and then at the rest of the neck, you have an additional ball joint, which just gives a whole lot of movement. Moving to the arms, you have this swinging butterfly joint, as well as a full 360. It goes out that far because this side piece can just okay, I didn't mean to do that. You can just move out and in and pretty much wherever you want it. And yeah, you have your full 360, really nice single jointed elbow there. This, of course, as I showed, kind of spins around. This is connected via a ball joint as well, giving it an extra point of rotation. And then, of course, the hand is on its own ball joint, but it kind of pops off a little easily. Moving to that torso joint, and does it? Yes, sorry. The butterfly joint can also move up, down, and basically all around like its own ball. I think it's on its own ball joint. Then, coming to the torso, you can move side to side from that upper torso piece, as long as you're careful, but mostly you're just going to get that little bit of crunch, and then the rest of that crunch extension, because it's also a ball joint. So you get your really nice crunch, pretty good back, side, full 360. Yep, super nice, super chill. Let's move on to the legs. Legs are on a ball joint that attaches into the hips, so they can move around like that. Then they're on this swing joint. These pieces are not moving. Then you have your single jointed knee that has a really good range of movement for the kind of look of this model kit. Then moving down, we don't have your traditional ankle setup. We instead have a thruster that's kind of on a ball joint, and then the foot is this kind of weird looking thing that's on a hinge joint that can go up that far and up that far. And then, of course, this goes side to side because, it's a kit. The thrusters go full 360, up, down, twisty, all the way around. Pretty much everywhere you would want to put these things, you can put them. This is a highly articulatable model kit, and I highly recommend it just for the posing experience alone. So let's move on to the size comparisons. Okay, here we have Figma Samus and Blocky's Megatron, the high-grade Cubile and the high-grade Gundam The Origin, Gundam RX-78-2. The high-grade Just a Cannon and the high-grade Revive Zaku 2. And finally, Jada Toys Ken and Marvel Legends Black Suit Spider-Man. Overall, I highly recommend this kit. It's a fun toy to pose, it's a decent build. The build is actually really good, but the stickers will bring you to your knees. And because I said it earlier, I'll show you the panel-lined version and then wrap up the review. And now I have panel-lined the kit. Not like completely, you can kind of see where I didn't, but this kit has a lot of details that are difficult to panel line, so only like little crevices like there and the thrusters got any panel lining attention, which is actually pretty refreshing to not really have to panel line this guy right out of the box to make it look good. Really, oh gosh, now parts are falling off. Oh no, let me just stick that back. Everything goes wrong the second I try to actually do something nice and wrap up a video nice and neatly. Okay, I also panel lined the gun up a bit. It's kind of hard to tell though because, it kind of rubbed off. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Before I forget though, yes, it has a full 360 bicep swivel. I forgot to show that in the articulation segment. So, thank you all for watching. Again, I recommend this kit. It's fun. And I will look forward to building the gym from this line. Not the gym, sorry. The Gelgoog from this line. That looks like a gym. Boy, I love GQuuuuuux.